It was the winter of my sophomore year in college, and my wallet was emptier than a polar night. When I saw that job posting on the part-time job website, I could hardly believe my eyes. Temporary pet care, 500 per hour. It's a Bengal tiger, very gentle. I'm going on a business trip for 3 days. You just need to feed it twice a day. I should have been wary of what kind of lunatic would keep a tiger as a house pet, but that number danced before my eyes. 3 days of work could earn me what I would make in half a month at my part-time job. His villa was in the suburbs, even more luxurious than I had imagined. In the backyard stood a huge iron cage, inside which lay a beast with golden and black stripes. When those amber eyes locked onto me, my knees began to tremble. Don't be afraid, Balu never hurts anyone. The man opened a cooler and took out a bloody cow leg. Watching the tiger tear into the flesh and bone made my stomach churn. Suddenly, he shoved a piece of meat into my hands. Your turn. What happened next felt like a slow-motion nightmare. He suddenly yanked open the cage door, and I felt a brute force against my back as the iron bars clanged shut in front of me, locking Baloo inside. Dinner time. The man's suddenly altered scream made my blood freeze, and the tiger perked up its ears. My muscles tensed like springs as I pressed tightly against the dragon's arm, urine trickling down my pant leg. The old tiger's breath, reeking of rotten meat, blew onto my face. When it lifted its front paw, I absurdly recalled the feeling of petting the neighbor's orange cat as a child. It wasn't until 300 kilograms of force slammed into my left arm, with the sound of bones breaking like snapping branches. That pain shot through my body like high-voltage electricity. I heard myself let out a flying scream, while the man outside the cage held up his phone, recording. Laughter mixed with the tiger's roar, and the turning point came without warning. The man suddenly opened the dragon gate, and as I scrambled out, the tiger's claw was only a few centimeters from the back of my neck. Later, the police found over a dozen hard drives in the villa's basement, all containing recordings of the feeding games. This wealthy man specifically hired poor students as live bait, with the longest victim being trapped for 27 minutes. My left arm now permanently has a titanium alloy brace, and whenever I see striped patterns, whether it's a zebra crossing or the pattern on a sweater, the tiger's roar from that day will explode in my ears. The judge sentenced him to 7 years, but I know what the real punishment is. A prison guard told me that the pampered man now hears a certain sound every night in his cell, which is the other inmates imitating the sound of a tiger grinding its teeth.